Am I the a-hole for admitting to not loving my stepsister while in therapy with my dad? My dad has been married to Jin for the last 5 years. Dad has me, 16M, and my sister, 7F. Jin has my stepsister, 7F. My dad and Jin introduced us to each other like 5 months before they got married, and according to both of them, they only started dating 6 months before it, so it was all fast. But they thought things would go really easy because the other parents were dead. My mom died after a difficult pregnancy and birth with my sister, and Jin's ex died while she was pregnant, which happened after they had broken up. My dad and Jin have an issue with the fact they can see I prefer my sister to my stepsister. They say it's an issue that I have a favorite, and Dad decided the two of us needed to do therapy together. He brought up stuff like how I smile extra wide when my sister does something cute or does good with what she's doing. He said I say things like little sister about her, but just use my stepsister's name. Or how I hug my sister and say I love you to her, and he's never heard me say it to my stepsister, which can confirm I never said it because I didn't want to lie. He told me he knows my sister was having trouble with a mean kid when school started back up in August, and that I had spoken to the kid's older sibling about it and got them to stop it. But he said when my stepsister was dealing with something I had no idea about it last year, and he said even if I had, I'd have gone to Jen about it instead of getting involved like I did for my sister. He told me he saw the tattoo I designed to get when I'm 18, or maybe older because it could be expensive LOL, and that I had my sister and mom on it, but not my stepsister, even though part of the tattoo would make it clear it's a sibling tattoo. He said I might not be mean to my stepsister or rude, but my actions are still hurtful to my stepsister, and that she says all the time she doesn't think I love her or want her to be my sister. He said it hurts him because he and Jin already have some issues with their marriage, which I already knew, but it doesn't help when Jin doesn't feel like her daughter gets anything from having a stepbrother so much older. And how my sister and stepsister don't get along already, but add in the fact I don't treat them the same and it's worse. The therapist told him he was putting too much on me, and the speed at which they moved in their relationship meant they gave it no time for bonds to form, or to see if they could form and whether or not marrying would be better. The therapist did ask me if I ever ignore my stepsister, and I said no, but I said I wasn't affectionate with her, and I didn't hang out with her like I do with my sister. I said it's different and all the stuff Dad notices is because I love my sister, and I try extra hard to be a good brother because I know Mom wanted us to be close. Then I said I don't love my stepsister, and so it's not the same, and I would need to force myself to do that stuff with her. I mentioned that she did nothing wrong, but I just don't feel it or really want to, and I said with Dad and Jen's marriage being the way it is, if they divorced, I don't want to start something and need to keep my stepsister in my life because of it. My dad and the therapist talked some without me in the session afterward, and Dad said I put him against the wall admitting what I did, and he said I should have thought of that before I spoke. Am I the a-hole?